Are we live, Shubham?
We are live now, sir.
All right. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Apurv Mehra, and I welcome all of you to this Monday motivation session. And before we start talking about what next in the next 2 3 months, what I really believe is there has been too much in last 7 to 10 days about the new pattern, the new dates, changing from 3rd of March to 7th July. And there are a lot of things that are coming to everybody's mind. So I just thought that I will take this session into different points, taking your feedback on what you really want to discuss. All right. So I have a decent amount of students who would always used to say that when we were having the ORR in Delhi. So a lot of students will walk to me and says that there's a personal affection that's affecting their life right now. Some were telling us that they had issues in their personal life, some at home, and some along the career. So the first thing which I say with this point is that there's a change in the personal life. So since you are preparing for your exams now, right? So I absolutely believe that this is the time when you can start thinking that my exam is about 4.5 months from now, and I must mentally get ready to streamline the things in life. So this gives me just a little cushion to settle down personally. So these are the students who would say that they were actually trying to tell that their principal goal towards their studies were affected due to personal things. So this excuse is ruled out now because now you have time to settle it out, right? This is ruled out. So you need to settle this out. Second point which the students were telling was time was deficient. Time deficiency. So majority will tell me that there is time deficiency and we are not able to focus. Why? So before we discuss about time deficiency, I want to tell you the opposite can be more damaging, that you start feeling that you have enough time. Now that's more damaging because uh, this is the time where you had to figure out in your preparation what areas were weak and yet to strengthen them out. At the same time, maintaining the strength. So I will say divide into two parts: maintain and strengthen. So these are two things which I feel you should do, right? That maintain and strengthen. So whatever subjects are strong, maintain them, and whatever are weak, you need to work on them to make it strong. Sometimes what we feel is that one of the most important thing is peak at the right moment, right? This is very, very important because if you're not en route to peaking at the right moment, right? There's a high possibility that your peak will come earlier than the exam, or your peak will not come at the time of the exam. It is the best thing that both should come together. So, for this, you have to make sure that your revisions go proper. And I suggest 2 to 3 proper revisions must be planned. It is very, very important that you have 2 to 3 revisions which are very well planned. If it's not there, then you might have to struggle. So before I go ahead, I will have a look at the statements that the students have made till whatever I have discussed till now. All right. So Muskan says that I am not able to study effectively as was compared to now. Now, this is a feeling, Muskan, that earlier you were able to focus that your exam is around the corner. Your exam was just there, right? But now what I believe is that when you have more gap, so earlier it was like that your exam was on 3/3. Now it's on 7/7, 3rd March, now 7 July. So till 3rd March, you were sprinting out. You could see the finish line and you were sprinting out. And now that sprinting out will decrease. Now it's become a little marathon wise, right? So that if you try to go into a quick dash now, you will bombard. So that's not suggested. What is suggested is you go very slow at this time at a good pace, but more number of hours. Now here comes, this is a temperamental issue. Most of the students have stopped studying. Now, that's something that's going to hurt you. So you have to keep studying with same pace, because if you do not do that, whatever you had gathered for this 1 year, 6 months, that's going to spill. So do not allow it to spill. It is very, very important that you do not allow it to spill. So that is why you need to effectively study. Now, here comes the point. How do I maintain effective studies now? My few suggestions to you are, number one, teach. Whosoever you meet, who's also preparing, teach anyone, everyone, ask them question, answer there. This is one thing that will always keep you on toes. Second, MCQs. MCQs are to be done every day. Do not stay away from them, because if you do not do MCQs, you're going to lose track. So these are two ways in which you can be on the track, Muskan. Number one, keep teaching everybody. Number two, do more MCQs. Right. Sakshi has asked a very, very good question that I feel like going in depth for more topics now or add more to it. You need to understand that you have a final, right? You have a final register. And that final register is very, very important for you to understand. So if I look at this, so you have a final register or a small book, as they say, which you are supposed to revise towards the end, right, Sakshi? And if you try to add more to it, it is going to become more bulkier. So you have to understand what changes, the choti copy or the small book or the 20th book, right? That creates a difference here. The book that you're supposed to read in the last 6 days, what you're supposed to read in the last 24 hours, and something that carries you till the examination hall, you cannot increase its bulk. If you are going to increase its bulk, you are going to have more problems. So this is something that you have to absolutely avoid, right? Otherwise, Sakshi, it's going to be difficult. Sir, how to slowly adapt for longer hours of studying? So I will tell you a very simple rule. Many of the students, they sit for the first time for 4 hours in the exam. That's wrong. So how to adapt for studying? Number one, pick up a topic and promise yourself you are not getting up till the time you complete that topic. Keep your phones away. Say no to social media till the time you complete. Second, give a grand test in one go. These are two ways, a topic and a test, which will make you sticking on for longer hours. So if I look at the longer hours, so topic and test will keep you there. What should be source of a question bank now? Why should I choose Cerebellum question bank over the other platforms? Now, a very simple thing, right? Most of the people who have authored the PGME books are the teachers in Cerebellum. And they have carefully seen the Q bank here. That is why this is one of the most trusted and relevant question bank. Your aim is to clear entrance exam and get those questions correct in the exam. Your aim is not to increase knowledge in 19 subjects. You have to understand one basic thing, that if you are average in 19 subjects, you can be rank 1. But if you try to be good in few, you might not qualify. So it is important to understand this aspect. All right, next. Sir, some of our friends have joined hospital and we are sitting at home. How to overcome the fear of missing out and the guilt of not using the time properly, sir? Now, I will go to a movie called as 12th Fail, where he was giving 3 attempts. But when he finally gave the last attempt, when he finally gave the last attempt, he was not working at that time. All right. So my point is, focus on only one thing at this time. Focus only on studies. My suggestion is, do not think about working at this time. The best use at this time is studies, studies, and studies, and nothing else. This is very, very important. Right? Next. How many hours a day should we be studying now? My point is very simple, that if you can, if you can take your studies up to 10 to 12 hours a day and at least 7 hours sleep, you are doing fantastic. So if you are dividing your day into these many hours and then you have 4 to 5 hours, it's okay. I was preparing for NEET PG from October and now I know my 6 week subjects, but I am not able to do with these subjects. What should I do now, sir? And also other postponement, not able to focus. Now, good. You know that you have 13 good subjects and you have 6 weak subjects. So 2:1 is the ratio. Do two strong subjects, keep them. So I told you, time deficiency, maintain and strength. Maintain 13 as strong, strengthen those six. If you have 6 subjects, I believe that 3 of them will be major and 3 minor. So combine one major, one minor, and your weak minor. One major, one minor, your weak major, and that's how you couple it up. So try to couple up your subjects along with the stronger subjects so it becomes overall a balanced study. If you try to read all 13 subjects which are stronger together and the weaker at the end, it is not going to change the ratio. And secondly, in those subjects, there will be certain areas which will link to other subjects which are stronger. So try to pick it up, decrease the load, try to integrate. That's going to help you out. All right. Anything else you need to ask here? All right, very good question, Tanisha. Should we do PYQ or the complete Q bank? All right. So if you are looking at the PYQ versus the complete question bank, my suggestion is do the PYQs and the previous year topics. In those options, whatever options are there in the previous year questions, read those topics. For example, if I have a question on osteoid osteoma in orthopedics, and it also talks about chondroblastoma as an option, osteochondroma as an option, and fibrous dysplasia. So I will also go at these three major things so that I know that when all the four options are there, I know about those topics. So focus not only on the question, not only on topics, but also on the options. So my point is that previous year options are equally important. And if you are able to focus on these options, it is something which can be an icing on the cake, because most of the time you will see that as you get experience that I hope you don't get experience, but most of the time you will see that these are the options which come as a question to you and can be very, very useful to you. All right. So these are some things which you should focus on. You must, Sunita, again, a very good question that I haven't prepared for INICT, but now INICT is coming in path of NEET PG, right? This is a good question. As they always say, INICT is an accident that can happen. You actually prepare for NEET PG because that's the exam that's supposed to give you results. But now get serious about INICT questions and integrate your studies such that I told you 2 to 3 proper revisions must be planned. So two of them should be before INICT, and then a quick revision, a marathon should be done before INICT. Give it properly. You never know. You never have to write NEET PG. CIDC, should I go for quick revision or mission NEET PG live if I'm focusing for INICT and I'm also following Zainab ma'am's schedule for a long time? Yes, mission and BTR are two good things that are going to help you crack the exams. No doubt about it. Srishti, sir, should I do the March? I don't know what's March. So should I focus on large subjects in the beginning or complete short subjects first? You must mix it up. Short and large. The advantage of short subjects is it gives you a feeling when subject is done. Large subjects are important because they're going to have major proportion. Remember one rule of entrance exam: all 19 subjects should be read and revised before you go. Read all the options. Never ever miss out any question in the exam. It's very important. Anything else you need to ask? Yeah. Even during the mission classes, I take break and not able to focus. Now you have to understand this. Mission classes, the teacher is live with you. So you might lose focus for a short while, but you will come back to study. This is what the mission classes does to you. But otherwise, imagine if there was no mission classes and only videos, you would have never come back to it. And that is why it's very, very important that you understand this. How to go about if starting now? How to go about if starting now? It's very, very simple. Last 5 years, topics for NEET, INICT, and FMG, they have to be taken care and prepare a schedule and divide your time and prepare it how. That's how you go for it. Couldn't focus after postponement. I'm telling you, the whole world is quiet, but who's going to win it? Who's going to regather their focus and start studying? You are right, Manoj. Beautiful. How do I know? How do I know that I have to switch from one subject to other? So here comes the importance of schedule. You have made a schedule according to which you will study. The moment your time period for that particular subject is over, you move to the next example. If you have given 3 days to anesthesia and 3 days to ortho, fourth day you start studying ortho, you can't continue with anesthesia because otherwise you'll eat on to ortho. So that is what I said. Don't try to be good in one subject, try to be average in 19. That's how the rule for cracking entrance exam is. And always remember, when you prepare for entrance, you prepare according to importance. You do not prepare chapter wise. So if you prepare a subject important wise, so when at the end of 3 days, when you complete anesthesia, I would have done most important topics and not some initial chapters. So go priority wise. It's very, very important. So should I do the main cerebellum video for my subject or quick revision video? The fine. You must look at the main topics from the main videos. And if you have done one reading and you have your notes, then quick revision notes are very good for you, Srishti. Kumari Minakshi, if you were earlier doing 10 to 12 hours a day, and because of postponement has not occurred, it means you are a person who has got a great will to study. I am sure you will come back within a couple of days back to 10 to 12 hours. Promise yourself this is what you will do, because you are a person who can absolutely do it. Yes, you can still do it, no doubt about it, serotonin. Everybody can do it if they believe they can do it. And majority of the people who will not do it are the people who will keep on talking to others what's happening. So it is important that you focus right now that I am going to study and I'm going to take it towards the end. Because if I continuously study till 6th of July, I go bright on 7th of July, there's no way I'm not going to clear this exam. How to concise the larger subjects is very simple. Everything goes around the previous year topics and nothing else has to be done from it, right? So if you do the previous year topics from every subject, you're able to concise. And out of that, I told, read aloud. If you don't know a topic, try to study it, read aloud, major subject, major topic, or rapid revision notes. Then is skimming. Skimming is there are 10 paragraphs in one topic, and all the 10 paragraphs important. Find out important line from each one of them and go through. And then the last one is scanning, and the entire page, 1 point, takeaway point. So do read aloud, understand a topic, read skimming, major 10 lines out of it, read scanning, single line out of it. So, for example, there are multiple scientists in orthopedics: Nicholas Andre, H.O. Thomas, Sir John Chanley, Watanabe. But then when it comes to one of them, it has to be Sir Thomas. And then in Thomas, when it comes to be, it can be Thomas Splint, Thomas Test, Thomas Wrench, Thomas Collar, CTV shoes. But one thing, if I have to remember, it is going to be Thomas Test for flexion deformity. So you must be able to read aloud, skim out the main thing, and out of that scan the final line. So out of the scientist of orthopedics, Thomas Test, that's all I remember. So this is what I'm telling you. You should be able to get this thing into your mind. It should churn very quick. All right. Your score in GT is low. Samir, you have enough time now. Do 2 to 3 GTs every month. Do their analysis and apply them in the next GT. Then how your GT scores will improve. Your subscription 2.0 will be reflected in the app. Don't worry. You have done main notes. Now you can go to rapid revision notes, Mr. P. I think that's good enough. And along with that, your main notes along with the quick revision notes will finish it up for you. Anything else? Any question? I will take 2 more questions before I call this the day. Anything important that you wish to speak now? All right. Anything else? Fantastic. So I believe that you people are around focusing on 7th of July, 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 hours of sleep, prepare a small book. Don't think you have more time. You have to revise 2 to 3 times. You have to peak at the right time. All right. You have to keep studying with the same pace. Try to teach anyone on everyone. Do MCQs. Have a final look at all 19 subjects. It's important that you focus more on the topics in the test and develop a habit of sitting for long hours. All right. That's all. So this is Dr. Apurv Mehra. Thank you for having me here. Have a great day. All the very best. Let's restart. Thank you very much.